All right, guys, so Marco here with Clean Culture on behalf of Renegade. We're going to be working on this piece here, on the center grille piece for, I think it's for a Defender, so a Land Rover, something like that. What we're going to be going through today is the various stages, what it's going to take to get this piece dialed out. I do want to touch that this is a little bit of a skinnier, kind of thinner piece that we would normally work on. So there's going to be a few stages of our polishing process that we're going to be changing today. But first, we're going to go through, give this a nice 800 sand on the Savage disc. Make sure all our mill lines are out. Any imperfections that are on the surface are just eliminated. We want to start with brand new metal. Guys, so today we're going to be using the orange mill tree buff with the T88 bar to go ahead and cut all the sand marks that we did previously with our DA stage on the 800 disc. We're going to be running the machine at 3,000 RPM. It is a little bit thinner, so I'm going to see what the metal kind of is doing when I start to make my cut and then make my adjustments from there. Yeah. Well, that's what I ran it at with the first little corner, and I happen to like it. Everybody, it depends. Like I said, if you could run it at full tilt if you want, even cut a little slower, but I don't really like to cut thinner pieces that slower because you got to keep it moving. So you can either go full tilt, which is open at 3,500, or like I said, I run it at 3. Because this part is really light, I'm gonna pretty much just be babying her on there. You're not gonna see too much pressure with the buff or flexing or anything. So, single mirror shine, yeah, just again, for the nature of this job, normally I'm a double mirror buff guy. So Renegade has some nice double flangers in there that kind of sit in there, allow you to run a double buff. Larger areas, tankers, are all good for that, but typically on my tanks, I'll go double buff. For this one, since we're dealing with a little bit of mesh and a little tighter areas, that double buff could be a little bit thicker to work into some of the, so we're gonna prefer to use the single buff today. All right, guys, so we have it all cut down, all our imperfections, no sanding marks, anything that we would have eliminated before our final stage has already been taken care of. We've thoroughly inspected and we're happy with where we got with our cut. Now we went ahead and just applied a thin layer of Q16 finer polish on there just to kind of remove any residual of the Tripoli we might have had left behind. So now at this point, we're just gonna go through, hit it with our mirror show shine buff and the blueberry compound, our finishing compound.
You need to rake that one or no?
Not at the initial uses. If it's a brand new buff, I'll just kind of run it as is, and as it starts to get that buildup, I'll go ahead and rake it out and clean it up. Usually I like to run my RPMs at 1600 for my finish stage. If the metal's kind of doing something, I'll wait for it to kind of tell me if I need to go up or down. But the main thing what you want to do, because it is a thinner piece, is keep moving. So that's been a main kind of tip to this, because it's a thinner piece. You've already introduced heat a couple times to it, so even now it's a little bit hot to the touch from when we were running that. So we're just gonna go ahead, give it something quick. We got a really good cut already laid down, so this next stage should be pretty simple for us. you know, we're done buffing at this point. We got our finished piece of where we want it. Now we're just gonna come through, use a little bit of dissolver. It's a citrus-based cleaner. It's gonna help you get rid of the areas where you might have had some compound jam in, some of the little imperfection areas where you might have got extra compound where it's a little black. This will come through and eliminate that. All right, so you just get a little bit. This one's pretty much double the microfibers of what you would find in our normal yellow tails that polish guys usually use. And what that kind of means for the metal, if you have double the microfibers, you have it working double time. So it's gonna help clean up that much faster. You know, it's got more microfibers to grab. So you see right here the kind of little difference of what we're picking up. I didn't even get to the back end of the towel because this already kind of did the work. So I'll just do a quick flip just to make sure anything that was left over from the dissolver, I go ahead and get that.
You guys see the